Possibly the term blaxploitation that has come to be the term to describe the black films or African American films of the
About
70s.
45 or 50.
50 films yourself.
Idea of any business. You can't be a success in any business if you don't understand the business of the business.
Was a growing thing, a thing perhaps he couldn't always express, but he felt that there must be something better, even simpler, I don't know.
Above all, we wanted to make a film that was realistic in content, realistic in nature. The man who played the coolest hero of a generation was destroyed by the very role that made him a star. The 1972 movie Superfly looked like a celebration of style, power, and beating the system. But behind the fur coats and custom cars was a story most fans never knew. A story of secret struggles, shocking crimes, and heartbreaking tragedies that were far more real and far more devastating than anything seen on screen. Are you enjoying this story, Superfly, 1972? Then help the channel grow. Look, 94.8% of the people who watch these videos are still not subscribed to the channel. If you're part of that group, take the chance and subscribe right now. It's free, and that way you'll keep receiving amazing stories from TV shows that we still miss a lot. Oh, and don't forget, at the end of the video, you'll find more stories like this one. Superfly, 1972. The man the world knew as Youngblood Priest was not a street hustler. He was a serious, dedicated artist. Ron O'Neal was a respected stage actor before he ever stepped in front of a camera. His journey began in Cleveland, Ohio. After family tragedies, he found his calling at Karamu House, the oldest African-American theater company in the United States. For 8 years, he performed in great plays like A Raisin in the Sun. To pay the bills, he worked as a house painter during the day. His big break came in an off-Broadway play called No Place to Be Somebody, where he portrayed a smart bar owner trying to take over the local rackets. His performance was so powerful that he won the prestigious Obie Award. In fact, the writer of Superfly, Philip Fenty, was a friend of O'Neal's and wrote the part of Youngblood Priest specifically for him. What O'Neal didn't know was that his talent would become a trap. Superfly was a massive, unexpected hit. Made with a tiny budget of less than $500,000, independently financed by black businessmen from Harlem, the film exploded at the box office, earning over $30 million. Ron O'Neal became an international star overnight, but with fame came a storm of controversy. Civil rights groups like the NAACP condemned the film, saying it glorified drug dealers. O'Neal was deeply troubled. He defended the movie, arguing that it was important because it showed a black man finally beating the system. The criticism bothered him so much that he decided to take control of the story himself. He agreed to direct and star in the sequel, Superfly TNT, moving the character from the streets of Harlem to a small country in Africa. But this attempt to escape the controversy was the biggest mistake of his career. The sequel was a complete failure. It sent a clear message to Hollywood. People didn't want to see Ron O'Neal as a hero fighting for justice. They only wanted to see him as Youngblood Priest, the cool, untouchable hustler. For the next 30 years, Ron O'Neal lived in the shadow of Youngblood Priest. Hollywood put him in a box, and he was only offered parts as pimps, drug dealers, or tough guys. He appeared in low-budget action movies and played the main villain, a Cuban colonel, in the 1984 movie Red Dawn. He found more steady work on television, with guest spots on popular shows like Hill Street Blues and Murder, She Wrote, but his movie career as a leading man was over. The promise he had shown as an award-winning theater actor was forgotten. The image of Youngblood Priest was too powerful to overcome. On January 14, 2004, Ron O'Neal died after a long battle with pancreatic cancer. He was 66 years old. The role that made him a legend also ensured he would never be seen as anything else. But while the man who played Priest was trapped by the movie, the woman who played his girlfriend found a secret way to escape Hollywood's prison. In Superfly, Sheila Fraser played Georgia, the smart and beautiful girlfriend. She seemed confident and graceful on screen, but most fans never knew the incredible personal battle she had to fight just to be able to speak her lines. The first secret of Sheila Fraser is that for most of her young life, she struggled with a severe stutter. This made her dream of becoming an actress seem impossible. Her life changed when she met Richard Roundtree, the man who played Shaft. He became a key figure in her life, encouraging her to audition for the Negro Ensemble Company. Following his advice, she discovered something amazing. When she focused completely on playing a character, on becoming someone else, her stutter would disappear. Acting wasn't just her passion, it was her cure. After Superfly and its sequel, Sheila Fraser continued acting throughout the 70s, but in the early 80s, she made a quiet but powerful decision to move behind the camera. This is where she built her true hidden legacy. In 1982, she got a job working for the legendary comedian Richard Pryor at his new company, Indigo Productions. She was brought on as a story editor, which meant her job was to read scripts and decide which ones were good enough to be turned into movies. From there, her influence only grew. She worked as a producer for Essence magazine's television series before moving to the new and groundbreaking network Black Entertainment Television, BET. For 13 years, Sheila Fraser headed the talent department for BET. This made her one of the most important gatekeepers in black entertainment. She was responsible for finding and developing new stars, shaping the look and feel of the network for more than a decade. While her male co-stars from Superfly were either trapped by their famous roles or had faded from view, Sheila Fraser had become a powerful executive, shaping the future of black media in a way that was completely invisible to the millions of fans who only knew her as Georgia. The story of Superfly's cast is full of these kinds of shocking turns. Julius Harris played Scatter, the wise retired drug dealer who was Priest's mentor. What most fans never knew was that he was a true late bloomer. Harris didn't even start his acting career until he was 41 years old. Before that, he was a medic in the United States Army during World War II, then worked as a licensed nurse and also as a bouncer at jazz clubs in New York City. After Superfly, he achieved something none of his co-stars did: mainstream Hollywood stardom. In 1973, just 1 year after playing Scatter, Julius Harris became the unforgettable villain T.H. in the James Bond movie Live and Let Die. With his menacing laugh and deadly metal hook for a hand, he became one of the most iconic bad guys in the entire Bond series. But Harris's story is nothing compared to the shocking truth about the actor who played another one of Priest's dealers. Charles McGregor played Fat Freddy, the unlucky dealer who gets caught by the police and betrays Priest. His performance felt incredibly real, and there was a stunning reason for that. What most fans never figured out is that Charles McGregor wasn't just acting like a criminal, he was one. Before becoming an actor, McGregor spent 28 years in and out of state prisons for committing 2 murders. He was actually released from prison shortly before filming for Superfly began. After his short film career ended, Charles McGregor dedicated the rest of his life to a new mission. He traveled across the country, visiting junior high and high schools to counsel children about the dangers of a life of crime. The man who had spent decades behind bars now spent his days trying to keep kids from making the same mistakes he did. He even wrote a book about his unbelievable journey, an autobiography he co-wrote with Sharon Sofer, with the perfect title, Up from the Walking Dead, The Charles McGregor Story. But the film holds one final heartbreaking secret, a story that proves the tragic cost of the world it portrayed. Carl Lee played Eddie, Priest's partner and best friend. In the movie, Eddie is the one who loves the lifestyle. He can't understand why Priest would ever want to leave the game. In real life, Carl Lee was seen as the definition of cool. He was the son of a very famous black actor and professional boxer named Canada Lee. In the hip underground scene of New York, Carl Lee was an icon. He was a respected actor in his own right, even earning an Emmy nomination in 1964 for his work on the TV show The Nurses. He was the star of the groundbreaking 1964 film The Cool World, where he played a character named Priest years before Superfly. He was the perfect choice to play the stylish and streetwise Eddie, but behind his cool image, he was hiding a dark and devastating secret. The final tragic secret of the Superfly cast is that the world shown in the movie wasn't just a story for Carl Lee, it was his reality. While he was playing a successful drug dealer on screen, in his private life, Carl Lee was fighting a severe addiction to heroin. His addiction led to the ultimate tragedy. From using a dirty shared hypodermic needle, Carl Lee contracted the AIDS virus. On April 17, 1986, his battle came to a heartbreaking end. Carl Lee died from an overdose at the age of 59. In the movie, young blood Priest uses his wits to get out of the game and walk away a winner. But in the real world, the man who played his partner was consumed by the very lifestyle the film depicted. His death is the unspoken epilogue of Superfly, a grim reminder of the true price of the game, where there are no winners. Are you enjoying this story, Superfly 1972? Then help the channel grow. Look, 94.8% of the people who watch these videos are still not subscribed to the channel. If you're part of that group, take the chance and subscribe right now. It's free, and that way you'll keep receiving amazing stories from TV shows that we still miss a lot. Oh, and don't forget, at the end of the video, you'll find more stories like this one, Superfly 1972. The story of Superfly is more than just a movie. It's a collection of human experiences that are more dramatic, more inspiring, and more tragic than any script could ever be. It's the story of a great actor trapped inside his most famous character, a leading lady who overcame a personal demon to become a secret power player, an ex-convict who found redemption by warning others away from his path, and a cool icon who was lost to the very life he portrayed. The real price of being Superfly wasn't paid by the characters, but by the cast who brought them to life.